thing the other day. He talked about in the Commonwealth the lack of early education specifically, and he mentioned if things continue, there's going to be about 2,800 jobs lost, almost 89,000 preschool children that will not have service in early education. There's a threat of about 1,400 centers, again, in the Commonwealth closing, either due to lack of funding or lack of support, and about $280 million worth of lost revenue if parents are not able to care for their kids so that they can get back to work, which I thought was interesting statistics.
So those are interesting statistics. Very
comments.
Fucking interesting.
Just a really quick question. You were saying, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Wait, how much? Hold on.
Lack of funding, lack of...
Almost 89,000 preschool children.
89,000.
In early education. There's a threat of about 1,400 centers, again, in the Commonwealth closing, either due to lack of funding or lack of support. And about $280 million worth
$280
revenue
million
worth to provide care for their kids so that they
save
can
the
get back to work,
world in Sarah.
which I thought was interesting.
Save the world in Sarah ways. Wait.
Yes, very interesting. Question.
Save the world in Sarah ways. I don't know.
Just a really quick question. You were saying, thank you, Mr. Chair. You said lack of funding, lack of support. And I was curious about when you mean lack of support, what do you mean?
So the lack of support for me would be just in terms of what are we doing to aid families through the issue of getting your child registered in a licensed program. Again, technology is a huge piece of that, and I can't underscore it.
Hold on, pause it. Okay. Y'all put so much money into telecommunications for y'all to work from home. Like, why can't we do things remotely also? Like, I wanted to access the court building. If anybody didn't know, go to court. So now, like, currently, I don't have any internet. I barely have a working phone. I can't read or write. I got learning disabilities. I don't have a good computer that actually works anyway. I have 10 of them. And, like, I can literally not get anything done. I can't get anything. So that's where, I talked about in that other video about the services to servicer or whatever. Yeah, you need to be like, y'all should be knocking on people's freaking door, asking if they need food or shelter or education. I mean, I don't know why it breaks off in all these different, like, confusing groups for these resources when, it's very simple. If somebody's hungry, you feed them. If somebody needs a house, you house them. If somebody wants to learn, you educate them. I don't understand why, I do understand the intergovernmental programs. I know why, but I'm not going to say it out loud. But yeah, that definitely needs to be worked on. Let's see what they have a plan. And you know what? Come on. So mad. Gosh, I didn't want to be pushed to look where I looked for real, dude. Like, I just didn't know that I'd have to go this deep and this far to just try to get my county support services.
To a school, and parents will come and we can sit down with them, but it's still not getting people through the system. A lot of times they will open it up and see what the requirements are and not even come and ask for help. Now, we are all about the rigors of safety for children,
Rigors.
But that front end piece of it is a barrier to access.
Just get on the bus.
With the program that you were showing before for finding them, so you're saying that's probably part of the barrier also, is that they can't even.
It's like an a la carte menu.
Unless they go to like a library or something like that.
That's correct. Yeah. I think the easiest solution would be if licensing would take a stance that says if your child is enrolled in a public school, they have all the paperwork that is needed, but it's very duplicative if we are asking them to go back to, their doctors and get those forms resent. Transportation then becomes an issue as well.
That's very interesting because with dogs, you can have your provider at Holiday Barn
Yeah,
email your vet, and they will send you the vet records to them
That's
for
right.
that. So why
That's
is
right.
that not, okay, sorry.
so some of it's HIPAA compliant, but in that paperwork, if you can get a sheet that says, I authorize information sharing with these vendors,
Yeah.
don't get me started either.
Man, I had this lady that is worth some shit, man.
Have you found that,
Real.
maybe there's something that needs to be done?
God,
at
all
state
you
level for
guys.
a code?
Y'all
For
right
something
there,
to
I
be
see
written
y'all.
That says that,
I see y'all.
schools with permission from the parent can, share this information with the third party.
Oh, what's his beard? What
once
is this?
Permission from the parent.
Here's
is
his
obtained
winter.
Or something like that.
He's
that
got his
would
winter coat on his face.
allow us to.
So there is a bill right now, and we have a couple lobbyists who are lobbying on behalf of this, that
Hey, I'm gonna be in the
suggests
lobbyist
either a
because I'm
rewrite of
homeless.
licensing, that sounds harsher than I mean it to, but
So mad.
allowing providers to be exempt.
You know what though?
which-
With this
which
funding
will
for the
cause you to
daycare,
drop
that
in
doesn't give you an
programs.
excuse to
So
overcrowd
yes, it's
You know,
there's a
put too
bill
many
right
people
now
in
being
there.
worked through.
daycare providers.
Excellent, very good. Any other
Oh,
questions? Dr. Casey?
Just that one, as you can tell, this is a topic that's not just a one and done presentation to the board, and we've really been vested
Dear
in
to
this
my
topic
heart.
at the very beginning of COVID, if you remember, because of the rules and spatial requirements that our childcare facilities had to really operate half full, no more than that, and again, the business models of them
We were
and
fine.
just the funding and staff were all constraints. But if you recall, as a county, with what discretion we had with
I
some of
don't
the
like
federal
you. I
funds
don't
we
even
got,
know.
we helped
Federal
work out a
fund-
business model with many of the child care providers of really covering the costs or revenue streams of the half that weren't consuming the space. And we did that.
One
as long
guy's
as we
asleep
could
up
with
there.
federal funds
I
that
mean,
we
that
had. We
happened.
didn't
That'll
have to
happen.
necessarily
Like,
go
he's
that
done.
route, but
Oh,
we
he's
were one of the
texting.
first and leaders
He's on
in
his
trying to
phone. Get
define
off your
how to
phone.
keep this business alive.
God, come on.
but
You're on
many
TV, dude. I
localities
can see you. I can
throughout
see you
the
texting, and I thought you were
actually
asleep.
had their
Look
child
at
care
him.
closed up
I
during
thought he
COVID
was
and
asleep,
have not
but he's just
returned.
texting.
So, we're not
Look, who's
that-
this guy? I don't even know who that guy is.
today,
I
but
see
there's so
you.
much to do and
I
much
see you texting,
information.
guy. You see that? I see you.
Even Mr. English
I see
suggested
you.
that
You
concurrently,
texting.
It's not just the county's promotion out.
I see you.
Citizens, we're
You know what?
trying to do
Do you know how we see
the Chamber of Commerce
where
and
we've
partners
gone wrong
for
is
their
seeing the
awareness
money. I want
of
to, yeah.
both
I mean, I
sides
already
of the
looked, but
equation, meaning the child
Ugh.
care for their workers and promote out matters in the child care.
yeah, Beth needs some hours
The lines
in
start getting
child
into
care
early
for some
education
training.
now, but there's
For, like,
such
a lot of
necessity for
hours.
that. So we have a center at Life Church, which is in the county, and Liberation Church, which is in the city. So at Life Church, there are 28 kids registered there right now. And Liberation
It's nobody. That's like the bus stop right there.
Transportation paperwork is crucial.
Thank you so very much for this, and I appreciate your sharing on this topic because, as you noted,
We got a black man up now.
very much related to employment as well
Employment.
as child learning and being safe and well taken care of. Thank you all for this update.
Oh, that's
Let's
it?
continue to focus on this and look for resources available to assist us.
Ugh.
Thank you all for what you all do.
Alright, so look. If y'all wanted to play a fun game, drinking game, I don't really drink, so, and I definitely wouldn't play a game to do it. Whenever they say services, resources, or programs, you take a drink. I'm gonna look in. I know where there's supposed to be money. I'm gonna look into that, but that was like, that didn't give me any hope for humankind right there. Like, there's all this funding, but does not compute. But yeah, so there somebody searches on for support services.